Herman Cain, the Georgia businessman, Godfather's Pizza guy, having a little bit of trouble on the campaign trail right now. Cain, as many of you probably know, accused of sexual harassment at different times during his tenure as the head of the National Restaurant Association. I always thought the NRA was something entirely different.
Turns out there's a second on it.
Yeah, it turns out that I am a member of the other NRA.
The National Restaurant Association?
You know, by association.
Right.
Listen, a lot of these things on their own may not affect an executive. We don't know any of the details. Right now, one of his accusers wants to come out and talk, but is bound by confidentiality. That woman's lawyer is saying to the press and saying to the Washington Post specifically that, why should we be bound by confidentiality if clearly Cain is not bound by confidentiality? But those might have been the merits of the case. I don't know. More telling, I think, with Herman Cain is the way in which he has talked about these things in the aftermath of their being revealed. And we have a lot of tape. Herman Cain was on with Greta Van Susteren. We all know who she works for. But he sat down with her and was trying to be frank with her. Let's listen, I think, to this video. Let's watch this video. This is clip number 5.
You got a roaming eye at all?
A roaming eye?
Yeah.
I enjoy flowers like everybody else.
You know what I mean.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Well, I wouldn't say not at all. It depends on what you mean and the extent to what you mean.
Yeah, that means absolutely yes. Okay. First of all, I got it when he said I enjoy flowers.
Right, I did too.
That didn't escape anyone, right?
And because it's the first time somebody says, "Do you have a roaming eye?" You don't talk. You're not thinking flowers right away.
Right. Yeah. And then second of all, when he said, "Well, yeah, I do."
Yeah.
That was another clear sign that he does.
That was the real giveaway, I think.
Right.
Again, first of all, I think, and I'm not here to defend Herman Cain. To me, what is most bothersome about this is the way that he has been seemingly dishonest about it since the moment it was revealed. I don't know anything about it. From what I have read and the research I've done, these sorts of things are commonplace. A disgruntled employee who is being let go for one reason or another files some sort of a complaint. It's handled out of from outside the umbrella of that person with human resources and other people involved in the company. I'm not excusing it if he did it, but I'm not saying that I know very much about it, because none of us did.
Let me buttress your point on how he's handled it, and it has been horrible. I mean, you didn't know that the sexual harassment claims might come out against you in a presidential race? You didn't know that they existed? That seems incredible to me.
It's all about the way he's remembering them. And there's further video to that, too. I mean, let's play clip number 7, JR.
Is there any chance more women are going to, or more accusations are going to come out of the woodwork? Is there anything else out there that we can lay on the table now?
To my knowledge, Greta, no.
Oh, guilty. Oh, come on. Yeah. To my knowledge, no. Yeah. You know what that means? Absolutely, but we'll see if you can find it.
To my knowledge, no. To my knowledge, no means yes.
Yeah, that's the shorthanded way of saying yes.
If you put that into bit.ly to shorten it, it just comes out as yes.
Right. Like, for example, have there been any sexual harassment claims against me at anywhere that I worked? No. Okay? If I say to my knowledge, no, that means yes, but I guess you don't know about it yet. I'm going to hold on to it until you figure it out.
Not very many details have been released, as we mentioned before. But there have been whispers of what was said, and some of them by Cain himself. Cain talked a little bit about remarks he may have made that were construed or misconstrued, according to who you were with, as being sexually harassing. Let's listen first to the clip number 1, JR, where he can't remember an instance of this. Sort of can't remember it.
It was no basis because it was simple stuff, and I can't remember all of what those were.
Do you remember any of it?
I remember one that was in the claim.
He's like, I can't remember a thing. Do you remember anything? Well, I remember one thing.
Yeah, first of all, if you get, I don't care what there's no way. If you get accused of sexual harassment, you remember what happened, okay? Right. Now, right or wrong, maybe you were 100% on the right, in which case I'd remember it even more, right?
Totally.
Okay. And then the second part of it is like, but there was that one time, and I definitely remember that because that was dirty.
Well, let's go to what Herman Cain thinks in clip number 2 here. What he thinks his sexual harassment may have been.
She was in my office one day, and I made a gesture saying, oh, and I was standing close to her, and I made a gesture, you are the same height as my wife, and brought my hand, didn't touch her, up to my chin and said, you're the same height as my wife because my wife comes up to my chin. My wife for 43 years. And that was put in there as something that made her uncomfortable as part of the sexual harassment charge.
Did she say anything like, okay, that's weird or anything, or it's just that the next thing you noted it was in the accusation?
Nope. I can't recall any comment that she made, positive or negative, after I made the gesture about her height.
All right, I have a theory. First of all, that story's untrue. Okay, just categorically.
No, this is what's untrue. You're about the same height as my wife.
Exactly, exactly what it is. He definitely made an oral sex reference in regards to her height. Yeah. That's the first thing I thought of. Nobody makes a reference to you're this high.
No.
For what reason? Right? And why would anybody think that's sexual harassment?
Yeah.
You know what, Michael? I think you're about 5'10".
I'm taller, Cenk.
How dare I? Did you see the way I sexually harassed Michael? I mean, it makes no sense, right? So, yeah, when he's talking about this, he's talking about that.
Yeah,
okay,
for sure. But what I love also is his not remembering a thing yesterday, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, and then there was this one time where I told her about how high she was. It was like my wife. He remembers with great specificity all these things a day later when things start.
But literally a day ago, didn't remember any of it. Like
nothing,
what?
Nothing. You guys are barking up the wrong finger wagging.
Yeah, I was in Rome. Yeah. I don't remember that at all. Well, on the other hand, when I was visiting the Colosseum, I remember which seat I sat in. Is that what you were referring to?
It's a remarkable thing that's going on with this candidate right now, because each hour that passes, something new comes out, and he crumbles a little bit. And again, I don't want to say that he's innocent or guilty, because I don't know anything about what happened. And if there was a payoff, it may be commonplace in corporate America. I don't know. But the point is, he has undone everything all the way since then.